Well, here we go again, guys. This is scenario number 3 of our 219 initial engine fire response. Understanding we've done the phase 1, which was the first attack that we did with the pre-connects off the front bumper. The second one we did was with the advancement of the Cisco load. Now we're going to jump into another option, another tool in the toolbox. Same truck, same deployment, same type of fire. Except this fire here now we're going to deal with is the actual fully involved structure fire. So what we want to do is we want to approach this fire a little bit differently. You've got your 6-man crew and your truck, and you're going to deploy it to the best of the ability to get a quick knockdown. This is what we call a blitz attack. Hit it hard from the yard. So how is it going to work? Here's how we've got it set up for you out in the backyard. We'll walk through it and then we'll get you outside. So first thing, initially what you're going to have to do, 219 is going to have to run by the hydrant because you know you got a big fire, you got it fully involved, you need to catch the hydrant. So we're going to go with a forward lay on the hydrant, drop a firefighter off with the high ball at the hydrant. Advance curbside in front of the house, which in this case our house is out in the green grass. The curb is the curb. So advancing your high ball to your truck, hooking it up. Second guy coming off the truck, make sure that you get a connection of the high ball water. So one firefighter is at the hydrant, one firefighter is going to be connecting to the truck with the high ball and making sure we get water supply. Meantime, the other 2 guys and your pump operator and your officer is going to do a quick size up. He sees that we've got a fully involved potential exposures. We want to do a blitz attack on this. So what we talk about when we blitz attack is that we want to hit the fire hard from the yard, and what we want the pump operator to do is to try to deploy his monitor on the fire as quick as possible when he gets on scene. Pump in gear, monitor up, water on the fire. Meanwhile, your two firefighters need to be there ready to protect exposures. The quickest and fastest way to protect exposures, frontline bumpers. We know that's fast, we know that's quick. 45 coming off the front, advance it up, protect the exposure. 45 off the front, advance it out, protect the exposures. Just like we did in scenario 1. Quick, fast attack, protect your exposures, water on the fire with the high ball. Now what we want to do is, because we have a big working fire, we need to up our protection. Once our firefighters that have done the hydrant connections, those 2 firefighters now, they're tasked to bring in heavier, bigger lines. So what we're asking now is that you take a 65 off the back to support back in here, to up this one, whether we use it on the fire. And what we want you to do is we want you to use the blitz attack line on one of the lines. Because the other firefighter is going to take another 65 and advance it over to support on this side. So you'll have a 45 and a 65 on each side. But because we have a big fire, we want to make sure that we've got the water. Understanding that you are a 6-man crew, 2 on the 45s, 2 on the 65s. Understand your pump operator is going to be busy with the deck gun, and he will be deploying water into there. So he'll have to go through a tank supply and a transition to hydrant water supply. The guys taking off the 65s, they're going to have to make their own connections to the outlets before they deploy, because nobody else is around. In a real scenario, you might get extra support from your second engine on a general alarm. You might get that extra help, and that's what we're trying to get. Everybody thinking the same way. We want extra 65s out there. We need to connect them up, and away we go. So ultimately, we're going to try to get as much water on the fire as quick as possible in through this scenario and run that. So this is how it's going to work outside. And once we get to the next stage, we'll take you outside. You'll see how it's laid out, and we'll do an actual practical exercise out there for you. Hopefully everybody has a good time. We'll see you outside. Okay, here we are. We're outside now doing our 3rd evolution, the blitz attack on the general alarm house fire. Fortunately today we got a good team to work with today, and I just wanted to introduce our team because these are your leaders. These are your captains out here. Captain Erickson and Captain Knopf, and we have Captain Paulson and Captain Stang and Captain Brosnan and Captain Hogan. Those are going to be our 6-man crew doing the demonstration exercise for you guys today. So hopefully you'll appreciate the time and effort these guys are putting in to give you the training that you're going to get later when you guys come out. Have a good time, and here we go. Okay, here's our crew responding right now as we demonstrated the aspect that we're going to hit this fire by having a catch the hydrant on the way in. So a forward lay. This is where our officer is going to get off. He'll do his quick size up of the fire. We're fortunate our hydrant is fairly close here. Hydrant man is going to get off and get ready to hook to the hydrant. Okay, hydrant man has got his hose, got his hydrant, he's advanced the truck. Now we're heading to the fire. Again, once our fire situation is this side, our fire situation, as I said, is out on the grass. There's our house, the pylon's out there. Crew gets to the scene. This is where we establish what we need to get done here. Officer sees that he needs to hit it hard from the yard. We'll give direction to his pump operator to get water on the fire as quick as possible by utilizing the deck gun. Firefighter has to get a second line ready for high vol advancement, getting the high vol coming in. Truck connection's been made with high vol. Monitor's being deployed. Okay, we're going to go through a process here right now. We're showing you the monitor and how the monitor deploys. This is critical for the pump operator because it is a new device. And understanding, we found that it goes and it disappears on you when it gets above the cab. So this is cycling out now on a deployment, and it has to cycle out through its deployment pattern in order to get there. Understanding when it gets to the end, it doesn't get you on the fire, so you have to make sure that you are aimed at the fire prior to opening up your water source. So once it gets to that location, then you need to turn it and move it over to your fire scene. Once it gets over to the fire scene, then you're good to flow water. Now we have water flowing, and from a pump operator point of view, you might have to jump out of the cab to see it. Now we got water on the fire, directly onto the fire, which is what we want. And what we're looking at right now is just trying to see how long a full tank of water, because all we're doing is running monitor only on the fire with tank supply only at this time, just to show you and give you an understanding of how much water and how much time do I have by just using the deck gun and getting that water on the fire. So this is hit it hard from the yard with a lot of water. So once we get the water there, we've got a quick attack on it. This is just a demonstration of the monitor itself and what the monitor will do for us and how long we have the water on the fire. The pump operator needs to experience and understand how this thing operates and where your streams are going. This is something that you need to spend time with to make sure that you're getting your nozzle in the right location to get the right supply, the right location on the fire. So far we're running water, and we've been running water for approximately 1 minute right now, just tank supply only. As we continue with the evolution, we would probably add those 245s to it, which would steal a little bit of your water. but this is just going to give you the idea of time frame just on tank supply. Tank indicator is now starting to show that we're getting down to the red, we're getting down to low water. As you can see, even utilizing our tank supply, there's a lot of water coming out of that nozzle in a short period of time, so you'll have a good impact, good knockdown, just making sure your stream is going to get where you need it to get to. And that's get it on the fire. Get it to where you want to have it on the fire. Here, engine change, pump change, that's water out of the tank. Tank is empty. Okay, we're back on routine here. Size up is being done by the officer. He's calling the shot. He's called his pump operator to get that deck gun going on the fire. Now the deck gun is going to be deployed. We're going to get water on the fire. Our fire is burning pretty hot out there in the grass in the house, and we're going to get that fire knocked down pretty hard when we get that deck gun out. As we've done before, this is our deck gun is being now deployed. Our pump operator is familiar with the operations, and we're going to get some water quickly out onto that fire as quick as possible. Meantime, we'd have our 2 firefighters geared up and getting ready to protect our exposures with our 2 Scorpion loads in the front end bumper. Water's on the fire. Good call on the officer there, giving the pump operator direction. Here comes our Scorpion loads, protecting our exposures. One's going to run to one side, just like we did in exercise number 1. One runs to one side of the exposure, protects the exposure. Second one runs to the other exercise to the exposure. Once they're fully extended, they call for the water. Pump operator is going to give them water. We have water on exposures. Now we have good supply of water. Hydrant guys have got their water. Water is coming to it. Hydrant man makes his way back to the truck. This is now where the officer is going to let his men know that now they need extra protection and bigger lines for the exposure. This is where we want the 65 on both sides of the exposures. Remember, we're doing a lot of protection out here. We're getting a lot of work done out here, protecting our exposures, water on the fire. We've got a lot of things happening here that's going to help with it. With only 2 men out there doing it, as backup arrives, you can run guys down the lines to actually assist them to back the guys up, and they could be backing the guys up on the lines. More men come, you get more backup. Now you have that aspect of okay, so our 65 team now has got their 165 out to where it needs to. Okay, so we are deploying our 65 here. Remember, 2 firefighters need to get those lines out there. And all they're doing is out there getting that extra support lines out to the line. They've got what they need, where they needed to go. Once they get out to where they are, it's up to them to maintain that they can make the connections to the truck. Because remember, the pump operator is controlling his deck gun at this time. Blitz fire attack, blitz nozzles. Don't forget, these blitz nozzles come in handy for exposures. We got big water, and it can be set out there and unmanned if need be. So let's not forget those blitz fire attacks. This one's located in the left rear compartment, attach it to your 65 line. Now it's a matter of advancing the 65 attack nozzle to support the 45 that was out there initially as quick attack, to give better water, more access out there. As you can see, we're looking at about two lengths out there. Once we've got connections, you let your pump operator know which lines you're going and where you're connecting them up to, and then we can advance the water down those lines as well. Realizing this is still done with a 6-man team, and you already got water on the fire, you're actually adding extra elements to it. And as I'd mentioned in the classroom too, you would have an extra truck coming in behind you, fire those guys over to where they need to be, where the assistance is. Blitz guy's call for water. He's got his water coming to his blitz fire. Now we have bigger water in there. At this time you would shut your pre-connects down, and now you can monitor and move your men over to your 65s, which are your big lines. Because once we've got the big water over there, small water now can be utilized for small fires, small things in that aspect. Again, blitz fires, getting a lot of water on the fire quickly, quick as fast, getting the deck gun in the right position, and making sure that we can get a lot of water out there. Knowing that we got a big fire, added 65s as an exposure, gives you that benefit. So remember, upsize to the fire when you need to, but get water as quick as possible on the fire. I'd like to thank the captains again for their effort and their input on putting this together. It's always a challenge when we try to do these videos, and hopefully they'll come out that you can learn from it. But I'm sure you will within your training exercises with your crews. I think you'll have a good time with it. It's a good learning day for anybody. And I have to put the question of the day in. The question of the day that you need to answer. What is this type of an attack called? When we attack a fire that's fully involved, what do we call that attack? Again, thanks guys. We got a deck gun, 265 exposure nozzles. Everything's going good. Everything looks good. We got high vol. We've got a good working crew here.